Right. I don't think anybody's going to turn up. However, we will have a nice time on our own, having a quick look through the games. And if we only get one or two people, then I think it's sadly the end of the channel. Never mind. We tried to give you what you wanted. Let's see what we've got. We've had Blackburn 0, Burnley 1, and Burnley just managing to get the on top there in that game. Wasn't quite as easy. Wasn't quite as easy as we thought. Blackburn actually had most of the game. 11 shots, 1 on target for Blackburn, 4 shots for Burnley, 2 on target and 1 in the net on 60 minutes. So really rather against the flow, I think, the Burnley win. Stoke 0, Plymouth 0, and Plymouth were... I think both of these new managers didn't want to lose, and that sort of became a rather bore draw. Certainly the commentator that was commentating on the game was saying that the first half was really boring, and the second half sort of livened up a little bit, but not an awful lot. Swansea City 1, West Brom 1, and it's another one of those games that just didn't quite seem to be... didn't seem to liven up until the second half. All three of them seemed to be quite dull in the first half. This one was probably the more interesting. 11 shots to Swansea, 2 on target, 16 shots to West Brom, 4 on target. Again, they're just not getting many on target, but they usually, again, 4 on target, 1 goal, and you have to look at that and think, well, that's actually quite good. 2 on target for Swansea, 1 goal. 90 plus 2 minutes, mine, but so all good there. Let's have a look at some of the games. Huddersfield Rotherham. This is going to be a pain in the arse, isn't it? Huddersfield, Chapman in goal, Lees, Hellick, Lundvik at the back. Oh boy, we haven't got a chance. Midfield of Spencer, Wiles, Hodge, Kane, Karoma, and up front Callum Marshall and Rojan Radalovic. Rotherham, on the other hand, Dylan Phillips in goal. He's taken over the role because Cameron just making a few mistakes. Not that he doesn't. Defence, we're going for a 5 defence of Rafferty, Odofin, Zach Jules and Reece James. And then we've got midfield of McDonald, Cameron Humphreys, Nombe, McWilliams and Powell. Up front, Malik Wilkes. No, that's not right, is it? That's a bit strange. Very odd. On the bench, we only have 7 on the bench. Jolson Clark Harris is on the bench. Huggill's on the bench. Andre Green's on the bench. It's going to be interesting, that one. Shall we have a look at... where's Mansfield? There we are. Stockport with Hinchcliffe in goal. Back 3 of Connolly, Hughes and Pye. Not bad. Midfield of Noyle, Norwood, Camps and Rydell. Not bad at all. Collar and Bailey supporting Wootton. And then Mansfield, Pym in goal. Back 3 of Bowery, Ashilaya and Carhill. A sort of a floating defender, if you like. I call it a floater, of Maris. Then a mid of Hewitt, Boateng, Lewis and Blake Tracy. Evans and Lee Gregory up front, so they're now full. Like my friend said, Roy, it's really, they've got Will and Lee up front now, so they're sort of back to a full firing partnership up front. So we'll see what happens there. We should be about underway now, so we'll be going to the. There we go. And we are indeed. We're underway with some of the Premier League games. Aston Villa are now underway against Leicester. Bournemouth are underway against Everton. Manchester City are underway against West Ham. Bristol City's underway, Hull's underway, Preston is underway, Sheffield Wednesday is underway, and Watford is underway. In League One, we have Barnsley underway, Huddersfield Rotherham underway, Leyton Orient underway, Lincoln underway, Stockport underway, Wigan underway, Wrexham, and Wycombe underway. So they're all starting to get going now. I was just going to go to one of these and then we'll just see. I'm going to see which one I'm going to choose. Where shall we choose? Watford, Sheffield United. We've got Cheltenham Walsall to be. That's a different one, isn't it? Watford, Sheffield United. We'll go for that one, I think. He says, hoping.
Lost to a shock loss to Cardiff at home at the end of last year. They're 15 unbeaten at home. So Sheffield United are certainly going to be at their best to take 3 points from this.
Yeah, 9 wins, 2 draws and 1.
Where's the first goal? You know, I wouldn't bank on it not being Sheffield.
Their away form, that's pretty poor.
Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday might actually.
Well, they're ranked 18th for away form. Sheffield United are second on away form.
So Rotherham at the minute are
home form.
just being pegged back a little.
Third in the table. I beg your pardon, 8th against third in the
Not
table.
A great side. This is a really weird side that they've put together.
It is kept in by Gaki, who's closed down.
Rotherham put it out, and Huddersfield tried jumping in on the ball, but apparently gets injured in his own little tackle.
To Kayembe. Sheffield United have actually got plenty back behind the ball.
Let's have a look at the Championship. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday. I did say Sheffield Wednesday, and then Sheffield Wednesday have gone. The odds have disappeared. Wednesday are in defence, but nothing much there. Gassama
the changes
up the middle now with Barry Bannon, and see where Barry Bannon's going to cuts it right across the right hand side, and it's crossed in, but Sheffield Wednesday not really testing the defence just yet, as Millwall managed to come away with that one.
His cross is actually blocked behind. It will be the game's first corner. Andrews is one of the changes, as is Ogbonna. Luz and KMB come into.
I'm quickly looking for any goals. There's not even any goals in League Two. Not yet. 3 or 4 minutes in, and no goals.
3 changes for the Blades. They were beaten last time out as well.
You know, I think the Blades are certainly seemingly just struggling, aren't they? They're really not putting a good. They're not putting a good face up, are they?
For Sheffield United. So those are the changes. This corner has yet to be taken for Watford.
We're looking for the first goal. I like to wait and see whether we find the first goal. I really do. There's usually what's happened in the past is a goal disappear into a game, and you suddenly get the first 2 goals, and you think, I wanted to see them. Nothing in the Premier League. There's nothing in the Championship yet, nothing in League One, and nothing in League Two. This is getting rather boring, isn't it? We never have days like this. It's usually wait a couple of minutes and then bang, you get 2 or 3 straight away. But I tell you what, the difference I've seen is, whereas we used to have poor teams Certainly last season with Rotherham at the bottom of the league, and whoever was with us, Wednesday was with us at this point, weren't they? They couldn't win either. All the ones that were poor, all the ones at the bottom of the league, whoever they were playing tended to be the ones to score first. Really did. We don't seem to have that, and we have a goal in the Championship. It's gone to Hull City. It's Hull City 1, Leeds 0. Yeah, Leeds are actually losing. Cannot believe that. Leeds are actually losing. What does that do to the table, I wonder? Leeds are actually losing. Now that makes it quite interesting. Leeds United. Leeds are at the minute. They're still going to stay first, aren't they? With 53 points and goal difference of 29. Burnley, of course. Burnley, they got that draw, didn't they? So Burnley actually scuppered it a little bit, didn't they? Let me go back to it. Oh no, they won, didn't they? They won Blackburn. So that's interesting. So Burnley have moved up to second with 52. Oh, there we are. It's now gone. It's now gone on 52 points each. Leeds United on top on goal difference by 6 goals. That's certainly. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday have scored now. So Sheffield Wednesday, it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 0. And now we're starting to see a few goals. Southampton 0, Brentford 1, and Southampton have taken the lead. Southampton have gone behind once again. New manager bounce didn't seem to happen there. Bristol City versus Derby. Something's happening there. Bristol City are attacking. Derby managed to grab it from them and building from the back. Bristol City just starting to push the realms there, and they are looking like the better side at the minute as Derby County kick it straight back at Bristol City. So what have we got so far? Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 0. We've got Hull City 1, Leeds 0. Nothing in League. I can't believe got nothing in League One. Absolutely nothing, and nothing in League Two. Now, League Two is usually quite a good little league. You can usually guarantee 1 or 2 goals nice and early on. There's nothing there. We're with Sheffield United. If anybody does want to come in. Wickham 0-0 at the minute. Barnsley 0-0. There you go, Huddersfield Rotherham. And Rotherham have had a vague shot come sort of cross, and it's picked up by the Huddersfield Town goalkeeper. So they'll just have a goal kick there. Barnsley now. Barnsley are attacking. Crawley Town now is a case of Crawley Town again. Then they don't seem to be able to put a full 90 minutes of really good football together. They can put 45 minutes together. Sometimes it's as low as 30, but they tend to put sort of somewhere between 35 and 45 minutes of good play together. I have seen it 20 minutes first half, 20 minutes second half. But the problem is, good sides will always try and make you pay in those periods where you don't play very well. As Ghent has a shot for Barnsley, but it's away and not on target, and Crawley Town will have a goal kick. Crawley Town not quite playing as we know they can do yet. They're not. They had two really quick shots, Crawley, and then Barnsley seemed to have just taken over the game and tried to. They're really, just starting to take control of the game. Barnsley now. I'm a little bit worried for Crawley because Crawley seem to be doing once again this idea of we're going to play really well for about 30-40 minutes during the game, either in one slot or two slots. And Barnsley are the sort of team that will make them pay in that one or two periods where they don't play well. And they've done it. Barnsley 1, Crawley 0. What was I saying? Barnsley have just started to pick up the pace. Crawley with their first couple of shots, and then Barnsley have just managed to break the deadlock there. That's I believe it's the first goal in the League One. We'll have a look at the others. Yes, it is the only goal in League One. So Barnsley there, first goal in League One. Let's just have a quick look at Barnsley as far as the league's concerned. They were in 6th. That should just take them up to 5th place, just above Reading. Reading doing really, really well. Reading have managed to get over their early season average play, really. They played a lot better than what people were going to think they were going to do, because they had all this sort of takeover stuff in the background, and usually teams that have all this distraction in the background don't tend to play very well on pitch. The off-pitch sagas ruin the game on pitch. But as we know, Reading went completely the opposite way around, didn't they? And they actually played some probably their best football of the last 2 years. This year has been when they've had a lot of turmoil off pitch. They've snuck up there into the top 6. And I say the word snuck because it's a little bit like Wycombe. Nobody really saw them getting where they are. They just kept on winning. And because people weren't expecting them to win and weren't expecting them to be up there, all of a sudden, people saw, hang on a minute, they're first. That's weird. We expected Birmingham to be first. So they are doing a good job. They're almost doing that same job that Wycombe did, and Reading are just starting to come up there. Oh, Christmas pudding! You said that you don't do very well in the new year, didn't you?
What a finish that is from Gustavo Hamer.
Oh, and Sheffield United have just gone ahead against Watford. Watford 0, Sheffield United 1, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 0. It's now Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 0, Hull City 1, Leeds 0. So we've got a surprise there. Premier League, we've got Man City 1, West Ham 0, Southampton 0, Brentford 1. We've just got a goal at Bournemouth 1, Everton 0, and we're finally starting to get goals. I thought we were never going to get them. Going to my team, a bit of a naff. God knows what Rotherham's team selection is supposed to be. It just seems to be a team of defenders and midfielders. And that's about it. As Nombe tries to get into the final third and fails dismally because he's got nobody to give it to, and Huddersfield come out with it. That is going to be one hell of a game. How Rotherham can play with no strikers is a bit of a weird one. But never mind. And Mansfield has scored. It's Stockport 0. Mansfield 1. And Mansfield are in lead. It's that man Gregory. Lee Gregory has scored for Mansfield on 12 minutes. So 1 minute ago, we had Mansfield taking the lead, so Roy will be happy about that one. A nice Christmas present there. So Mansfield were in 8th place on 37 points. The best they can do is get to 7th. At the minute, that's where they're going to. Especially seeing as they're playing the team above them, that really does help, doesn't it? So it's Stockport 0, Mansfield 1. Cargill tries pushing it down the left-hand side, and Stockport tip it out for a throw-in. Dangerous throw-in, but we know Mansfield, they're not going to kick it, they're not going to throw it into the box, are they? Let's just see, let's wait and see. They're going to throw in on Mansfield's left, right next to the... Oh, it's short to Lewis. Blake Tracy, still on that in that left corner. Thrown straight down. Cargill kicks it across. It goes all the way past the goal. It goes past the goal, past the goalie, past the goal, both goal bars, and off to the other side where Bailey will grab it for Stockport, and nobody to intercept that as it went straight across the Stockport goal. That has been what Mansfield have been guilty of for quite a long time, but now that they got both strikers up front, Evans and Gregory, let's see whether it happens quite as often. It's just happened again. I don't expect it to happen too many times now that they've got both their Christmas pudding syndrome. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen too often, but it has happened yet again. Mansfield cutting it straight across the goal line, just waiting for somebody to tap it in. It's still Wycombe 0, Blackpool 0, Wrexham 0, Peterborough 0, Wigan 0, Birmingham 0. We'll go into that in a minute. Stockport 0, Mansfield 1, Lincoln 0, Stevenage 0, Leyton Orient 0, Shrewsbury 0. I don't think that's going to stay 0-0 for long. The other one I don't expect to stay 0-0 is Huddersfield 0, Rotherham 0, Exeter 0, Bolton 0. I don't think that's going to stay 0-0 either. Barnsley 1, Crawley 0, Charlton 0, Reading 0. We will go into but I want to see whether Wigan are actually putting up any resistance here. Any resistance, it's all Wigan. This is absolutely amazing. 54% possession to Wigan, 6 shots, 2 on target for Wigan. Birmingham, 47% possession there, and no shots, not on 0 on target. And Birmingham have their first shot on target, and it's gone in the net. Birmingham 1. It's Wigan 0, Birmingham 1 with their first shot of the game. And just as we're saying Wigan are well on top here, Birmingham race into the lead. It's Wigan 0, Birmingham 1. I can't believe that. Their first shot on target. And it goes in the net. How on earth? Now, League 2 we've still only got 1 goal in League 2. Colchester 0, Accrington, who are they? Stanley 1. Usually League 2 has some good score lines in it. We'll quickly have a look at Roy's side. And Lewis crosses it in, and Hinchcliffe grabs that one. And the crossing is getting quite decent now from Mansfield. That was from the left, so a nice crossing from the left, and they bring it out with Ollie Norwood, and Stockport are just trying to they're trying to calm it down now, because Mansfield are getting a little bit too pushy, and Stockport tried pushing it down their right, but Ollie Norwood comes across Blake Tracy, and it's pushed back into the Stockport half, and Stockport's like just trying to pass short passes in defence, pushing it into midfield, Yeah, I think Stockport at the minute are just trying to regroup, regather.
Andrews has made the run.
Look at this late Northern.
Pull it back. Oh, it's tucked into the far post by Ngaki, who's done really well.
Who scored?
Shown by Andrews, the desire to get into the box as well. Sheffield United haven't tracked him, and it's one wing back.
It's Watford 1, Sheffield United 1, and
Sheffield United just look at before the black ball's played into the box.
I tell you what, yeah, you say you've got something to aim at, yeah.
Two wide players of Watford
and now they're going in and they're actually getting shots, which is before what we were seeing is we get the cross in and it would just go what it did last time. It was straight across the goal line and nobody's there to even think about touching it. But now we do seem to be getting somebody to aim at Mansfield, and it's going to be an interesting second half of the season. As Oxford have just scored, Preston 0, Oxford 1. So the others are all the same. Bristol City 1, Derby 0. Hull City 1, Leeds 0. Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 0. Preston 0, Oxford 1, and that's going to make the bottom look quite interesting. Let's have a look at the bottom of the Championship, because I think that goal, Oxford, we add Oxford, yeah, it's taking Oxford on to 30 points, mid-table. And it's starting to pull 21st upwards. That bottom three are in danger of being left behind. Even with Portsmouth having a couple of wins, you know, they're now third from bottom, and yeah, they're looking a little bit beraggled down there. Not looking too good for Portsmouth, Cardiff and Plymouth at the minute. The only two I can really see falling into that are Hull and Luton. Could Luton do go from the first league down to non-league, back up to the first league, and then back down to non-league? I don't think so, but hey, you know, it's never say never. And it's Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 1. How on earth have Cardiff managed to get a goal against Middlesbrough at Middlesbrough? It's an interesting game, that one. As we go back into, and it's Stockport 1, Mansfield 1, and Mansfield have let one in. It's a bit of a ding-dong match there. Stockport have scored against Mansfield. Wigan 0, Birmingham 1. Let's have a look at the Mansfield one. Let's have a look at the literally Collar has just shot in 2 minutes ago on 20 minutes, and that cancels out Lee Gregory's leading score, first goal of the day on 12 minutes. At the minute, Mansfield have another dangerous throw right down the left-hand side. It goes out, comes back out, another short throw, but they give it straight to Connolly from Stockport. Wasted throw-in by Mansfield. But Lewis and Noel having a bit of a ding-dong. Maris tries to come away with it, but Wootton intercepts that one. And only for Maris to get the second ball, and tries kicking it straight across to Hewitt, but it sort of comes back to Ashilaya, back to Hewitt, crossed in, but Stockport kick it out for another throw-in. Another dangerous throw-in on Mansfield's right-hand side this time, right by the corner, well, near the corner flag. Mansfield now trying to get that, it's a long throw, but it's further back. And Collar manages to get that for Stockport. Collar is doing quite a good job for Stockport. He seems to be intercepting quite a lot of those crosses.
actually. Ruled to be offside.
And it doesn't seem to matter where Mansfield put it. If Mansfield put it in the box, Collar's there. If he puts it just outside the box like they did there, it still seems to be that Collar's there. And he's like, where the heck? It seems to be everywhere. As Pye has it for Stockport in the goal. Hinchcliffe kicks it down the middle, but no, Norwood managed to get it, and Bowery. Is it full time yet? Don't start saying that, Roy. You can't say things like that. I should be saying things like that. A 0-0 for Rotherham will be absolutely amazing. Rydal now for Stockport, and Stockport 1, Mansfield 1, and Hewitt intercepts it down the left, down the right to Evans. Gregory now goes into the box. What can he do? No. We've lost it on 24 minutes.
That's what we've seen plenty of. They're quite happy to have the ball.
Is it going for a corner? I think that might be a corner to Mansfield. No, it's a penalty. It's a penalty to Mansfield. And Mansfield have a penalty. Shall we wait for Mansfield's penalty, Roy? Shall we wait and have a look for
now Gilchrist trying to take his man on, but
here we go.
To win the ball back. He's getting a little bit
We're on the spot, and we're going to take a penalty.
It's a run by Vatten. He's got an opportunity now up against his opposition.
Drum roll, please.
Looking for a pass. He takes the shot.
It's Stockport 1, Mansfield 1. Penalty to Mansfield Town on 25 minutes and 30 seconds.
I think the defence is good in the area. Robinson, I think he knows what.
Why do I have a bad feeling here? Come on, who's going to take the penalty?
Take the shots.
It's going to be Lee Gregory, isn't it?
Could hit the target, but because Robinson didn't commit himself, and then Ahmed Hodzic was coming back.
We're waiting for a penalty to be taken. Roy's looking the other way, eyes shut.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing the finish, but they worked too well. I thought
We're still waiting for the. Oh, it's off target. He's missed it. Oshilaya takes it, and Oshilaya misses the goal. He's absolutely missed the goal.
He didn't have any support in the defence of that, but I don't think he's.
And Oshilaya takes a dreadful penalty, and unfortunately, it's still Stockport 1, Mansfield 1.
Yeah, it was a much better chance than Vatten made it look in the end. I think it was a bit of a panic shot. He saw Robinson wasn't making a decision. He was waiting for Vatten, like all good defenders do.
Huddersfield now down, attacking down the middle.
Just panicked and tried to. I don't know if he was aiming between the legs of Robinson.
Let's see who's in control here. Oh, Huddersfield are miles in control here.
The ball now with Ogbonna in central defence, still fairly deep in their own box though. Now with Pollock, right side of centre back.
I don't know why Oshilaya took it. It's like, why? I mean, surely Gregory should take it, shouldn't he? I haven't got a clue. One would give it to the very guy that scored the first goal. Yeah, try and get him a hat-trick. Especially seeing as it's Gregory. But apparently not. Yeah, Huddersfield are well on target. Oh, it's gone up again. 6 shots now for Huddersfield against Rotherham's 2. And so far, it's all Huddersfield Town. It's just a case of when will Huddersfield score. Birmingham are still 1-0 up at Wigan. That's strange. We'll go into that one. Wigan is still... Wigan is still on top. Wigan have had 8 shots, 2 on target, no goals. Birmingham had 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. I mean, how on earth is that?
I mean, again, they worked it well from left to right.
So Birmingham not actually in the driving seat at the minute, as Alfie May has it for Birmingham. Wigan fans will be fuming. They have had the majority of play. They have had all the chances except for 1. And yet Wigan find themselves 1-0 down. Birmingham seem to be playing the long ball. They're lobbing the ball over the top, and it doesn't sit. And all Wigan are doing is just catching it and pushing it back. Whereas Birmingham play it on the floor, and now they're playing it steadily on the floor and getting through the middle.
They've got a 4-on-4 situation now on the left-hand side with Vata trying to take.
Yeah, Birmingham
I don't know what
need to start thinking about how they're going to get through that Wigan back line, because Wigan are doing rather well. It's Lincoln City 0, Stevenage 0, Leyton Orient 0, Shrewsbury 0 still. Birmingham have got a second. It's Birmingham, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. What on earth are Birmingham doing? I can't believe Wigan are doing. Like, they've let them have 2 shots and 2 goals. It's just weird, because Wigan are still the better side, and it's weird. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Barnsley are still winning Crawley. I thought good Barnsley. Why not? So scored for them. Russell scored on 11 minutes for Barnsley. Crawley now in defence, trying to play it along the back, and they're playing it straight across their own goal line. Very dangerous with Barnsley. With Barnsley, I tell you, if you're gonna be Crawley Town, I wouldn't be playing it across my back line. Not like that. We're on 31 minutes. They try kicking up the right.
Bachmann gave the ball away far too easily to O'Hare. He played a little 1-2 with Seri Alter, I think it was, and Lavs is having a go at him now. He's really not happy because Bachmann, I think he tried a Cruyff turn there, which is just outrageous. Yeah, he's played a 1-2 with Seri Alter. I mean, Seri Alter probably could have.
Sheffield United nearly scored there.
And then he tried to flick it back with his heel. Yeah, he's tried a Cruyff turn on O'Hare.
Nearly another goal at Watford. That was an interesting one.
It just trickles wide of Bachmann's post. He can consider himself very, very lucky.
Hull City 1, Leeds 0. Let's have a look at it. I really thought that Leeds would be winning this one. Hull City are attacking, but Tanaka gets it from him and passes it down the middle through Pirot and Rothwell. Bogle on the right, but he misses the ball and goes out for a Hull City throw-in. This game is... Yeah, it's sort of 60-30, 60-40 in Leeds' favour at the minute. It's mainly Leeds, but it's not all Leeds. Hull City are sort of pushing quite nicely. Just they're holding their own at the minute, I think, Hull City. 1-0 up. They don't need to do anything more than that. Leeds have had the tendency this season to play excellent football all the way through the game, but if the opposition scores first and put up a brick wall, Leeds have had a tendency to lose points and just not be able to get a goal and just not get past that brick wall, and they panic. And towards the last sort of 10-15 minutes, you see Leeds start to do stupid long shots and we'll have a shot, and it gets a little bit panicky. Something obviously that they can't do if they go up to the Premier League, because there's no way they'll get away with it. Hull City tapped that one out for a Leeds throw-in on halfway. I don't know whether Hull City are capable of blocking this for a full 90 minutes. Maybe not. They've done it for 33 minutes, but we'll see if they can do that for the rest of the game. Have a look at Premier League. It's Crystal Palace 0, Chelsea 1, Man City 1, West Ham 0, and Southampton 0, Brentford 1. The Bournemouth Everton's an interesting one. At the minute, it seems to be all Bournemouth. Everton have had 3 shots, but none of them on target. Bournemouth have had 7 shots, 3 on target. I like the crossing. There's a lot of crossing and a lot of decent it's a different type of play, Mansfield, isn't it? Less of the short sort of keeping it on the ground and passing it. We called it pretty football, didn't we? And they have been playing like really pretty football, and now it seems to be, let's have a few crosses in. As Bournemouth are attacking, let's just see what Bournemouth do here. Now it's kicked out to Calvert-Lewis, who loses it to Kirkes for Bournemouth. And Bournemouth, I think, I wouldn't put it past Bournemouth to score soon. They really are pushing quite nicely. It's still Bristol City 1, Derby 0, Hull City 1, Leeds 0. This one here, Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 1, is weird. And Cardiff have actually come back into this one. Cardiff got that goal, and all of a sudden they're coming back into it. And they were well beaten out, well out of this. And all of a sudden they seem to have seen the light, and it's like, oh, we can play football. They're taking Middlesbrough on the break. That's the difference here. Middlesbrough are trying to keep the ball, doing a good job about it, and not quite pushing it in too much just yet. Cardiff score, and they're now doing just take them on the break. Plan B is pretty football. Plan A is get wide and cross it. And we've been seeing loads of Plan B, haven't we? And all of a sudden we're seeing lots of crosses now. And as a fan, as a neutral, I like that style of football. It's exciting to see if somebody gets on the end of it. Not all football teams like to do crossing. And the idea is a bit like the free kicks, corners, free kicks and corners, and the throw-ins, where people have stopped. A lot of teams have stopped throwing it long or kicking it from the corner into the box because they seem to think that keeping the ball is better. You've got a better chance of keeping the ball if you put that corner short and then play it into the box. Whereas if you just kick it in or throw it in, you've got a 50-50 chance of losing it. And I do see that, which means a lot of teams have stopped doing the random crosses, and they're trying to make sure that all crosses are done specifically to one particular head or one particular person, so they're minimising the chance of losing the ball when it gets crossed in. Yeah, and that's it. Like you're saying, who's available? If you haven't got somebody who's got that head to get it, if you cross it, then there's no point in crossing it in. And that's what we keep doing. This we cross it in, a great cross, but we haven't got anybody to go on the end of it, and it's just pointless. Oh, Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 1, and 72% possession to Middlesbrough, but they've only they've only had 3 shots at target, 2 on target, 1 goal. Cardiff have had 4 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. They're taking them on the break, and at the minute they're doing well. Norwich 0, Coventry 1, and Coventry now trying to pull themselves back up that league table. The trouble is, as they're doing that, and Oxford are winning as well, Preston 0, Oxford 1, we're starting to see the bottom 3 or 4, 5 starting to drift. Certainly at the minute, the bottom 3.
Because it isn't his head. I mean, we all know that.
Where have I just gone?
He's injured.
Yeah, Matt, we've just got the goal. You've beaten my goal flash. Stockport 1, Mansfield 2, and my God, you've beaten Bet365's goal flash there. That's amazing. You've got it on. You're actually watching it, aren't you? You're watching the very game. Wycombe, Blackpool. What's happened at Wycombe, Blackpool?
now, so he's probably all right in the end.
Something's happened at Wycombe Blackpool. Ooh, yellow card for Hartridge.
He's probably just thinking, well, there's no attack on, this guy's in distress. But I think you're quite right, Rob. There's no head injury, and it's not Sheffield United's problem.
No, exactly. And of course,
it's a penalty to Wycombe. Wycombe have a penalty against Blackpool. Let's wait and see if this penalty goes in, shall we? It's Wycombe 0, Blackpool 0. Penalty for Wycombe. And Wycombe has taken it quick, and it's a goal for Wycombe. It's Wycombe 1, Blackpool 0. Penalty, and Wycombe take the lead. It's Wigan 0, Birmingham 2, and it's actually against, both goals are against the run of play. Can't believe it. Wrexham 0, Peterborough 0. And at the minute, the Wrexham game is all Wrexham. Peterborough getting the ball, and they're keeping the ball, but they're keeping it in defence. It doesn't seem to get any further than defence. Slightly more possession for Peterborough, but absolutely nothing past that back third. Really weird.
Handbags between him and O'Hare. Continuing with the ball out of play. The referee's come over.
Oh, we go up. Stockport 1, Mansfield 2.
He's now got Louser by the scruff of the neck, I think it is, and this is
Stockport had a throw in on their left-hand side, right at the back.
Off to the side, just watching what goes on. Him and the linesman, I'm sure, will be looking at a couple
Down.
of yellow cards.
Gives it a low. Hewitt grabs that, kicks it across, but Ollie Norwood manages to intercept it for Stockport and passing it along the back, trying to get. It looks like they're going to try and go up the right-hand side, but no, he pulls it back to Hinchcliffe, who kicks it forward, and it's a one-on-one with Ashilaya, and Ashilaya wins that one and gives it to Cargill. Cargill passes it to Lewis, passes it back forward to Lee Gregory, and Gregory's going to try and push down that left. No, he's not. He's going to pull it back to Maris, try and do a 1-2, but he pushes it over to the right-hand side, and Pye right on the far side taps it to Norwood for Stockport, and it's a little bit messy. The last minute has been quite messy by both sides, I would say. It's just asking for a little bit of quality. Just needs a little bit. Let's keep the ball and not lose it, and just seeing a little bit of. Almost like we'll try something down there. We'll try some, and it doesn't quite work. And you're thinking, if either Stockport or Mansfield could just keep the ball for a little bit longer and just have a little bit of quality passing, would be messy but passionate. Yeah, that's probably about right. It just gets a little bit messy, but it's messy because they're trying really neat balls. They're trying little cute through passes, and at the minute it's not. Neither teams, they're both doing it, but not quite getting it right. As Mansfield put it out, Stockport throwing. They try it quickly and it goes down into the Mansfield half, but Pym well in the middle of the Mansfield half. Tries to tap it back to the or sideways to the defence. Mansfield playing quite high at this particular point in time. Push it down the right to Oshilaya. I think Oshilaya is going to want to make amends for his penalty miss somehow.
Al2 played a nice ball over the top, and it's now Chuck Matadze running through, and he's got an opportunity to play Andrews in just right outside.
He's still trying to keep the ball, but he's not letting go of it anyway. Is that a corner? We're timing on 43 minutes. As Evans there got the shot for the third goal for Mansfield. And Mansfield now just starting to take up Birmingham. We go to Birmingham. Wigan still have the ball. No, it's
he's just tried to be tried to take on his
Yeah,
own
Wigan
too soon, hasn't he?
are absolutely running this game ragged. How on earth are they 2-0 down? It just doesn't make sense. 11 shots to Wigan, 2 shots to Birmingham, 2-0 to Birmingham. Most of the play is with Wigan. All the shots are with Wigan. All the goals are with Birmingham. Yeah, right, okay. Doesn't make any sense, but let's see whether it does in 45 minutes time, shall we? The surprise here is we're going to Charlton Reading. Charlton Reading as Mbengu goes down the right hand side for Reading and tries crossing it in. But something's happened because you don't get the odds have disappeared, and it's always strange, Roy, when the odds disappear. You sort of think.
Up front today, and they're both really sort of inside forwards, aren't they? Both probably better from wide areas. More frustrating.
Didn't I? I've forgotten now. I think we did, didn't we?
A foul there, and there's 4 minutes to be added on in this first half.
Oh, the Wrexham one. Now I looked at the Wickham one.
Injury to Andrews, we can assume.
Yeah, we did. We looked at the Wrexham one. Yeah, it's actually not so massively away. It's 45% possession to Wrexham, 55 to Peterborough. So Peterborough have got all the ball. Well, just a little bit more of the ball. But they've only ever been past the halfway, up to the halfway line 14 times during the entire game. They've only had 3 shots and 1 of them on target. Peterborough are encamped in their own little third. Yeah, they have more of the ball, but they're keeping it in defence. Whereas Wrexham have got 45% possession, but they're actually... they're not got all the play here. They have got 7 shots, 2 on target. So they are shooting twice as many times as Peterborough. And they get past, at least Wrexham are getting past halfway. But Peterborough are just encamped in their own third. And at the minute they seem to be quite happy just to be encamped in that third of the pitch. Will Wrexham be able to get past it? I don't know. Actually, I wanted to look at something. Now you mentioned Wrexham, I want to have a look at their lineup. For the first time 2 weeks ago when they played Bristol Rovers, Wrexham didn't play a back 5. Wrexham didn't play. What are they playing today? Wrexham. Where the hell's Wrexham gone? Wrexham, Peterborough.
Got a chance to counter. O'Hare's play it out to Harmer on this left-hand side. Great opportunity to take his man.
And again, they haven't. They've moved from a back 5. Have you noticed they've gone for a back 3 and a midfield flat 5? All of a sudden, they've changed it. Everybody knew that Wrexham were going to play a back 5. Always have done. And all of a sudden, for some strange reason, they've gone to a midfield 5 and a back 3. The one thing I'll say about that, Ray, is that we seem to be... It's as if their manager doesn't know how to flick it game to game. It's as if, we've played back 5 for so long and people have caught us out. They know how we play now. Let's go for a back 3 and we'll stay with that. But you can't do that in the Championship. When they go up, and I'm sure they will, you can't just stick with one game plan. It's got to be changed as you go to each single each team. I think Wrexham have changed tactics. They have, absolutely. The first time I saw it change was Bristol Rovers, and I think that was a draw. Didn't quite work, but Wrexham do seem to be changing it. But they seem to have changed it on block.
Well saved by Backman, who holds on to the ball.
So back 5, bang. Bristol Rovers come along. Okay, we're going to go back three and a mid five. But they don't change it. They don't say, "Oh, this time we'll go for a five at the back, and next week we'll go for four." And, they don't seem to be able to change, or the manager doesn't seem to be able to change it. Half time at Huddersfield 0, Rotherham 0. Yeah, because you know that Nigel Clough's able. And he's got the football now to change things game by game. You never know what Mansfield are going to do from one game to the next. Who knows what the general tactic... I mean, I think the general tactic is obvious. If you've got the two up front, Gregory and Will, you know that you're going to up the wing and cross it. But the makeup of the team it can be changed. And it's changed, and that's what I like about it. Someone like Clough can do that, and he's happy to chat it over with the team, and he lets the team gets the team understanding what he wants on a game-to-game basis. Whereas I think Wrexham are showing this naivety of non-league football, where you just stick to one gun. And if it stops working, we might change it then on block for another 20 or 30 games. Won't work in the Championship, just will not work. You have to have a manager like Nigel Clough to change it as the games go on. I do worry that when they go up, their manager is not capable of being a tactician in the Championship. He just isn't capable. So I'm going to go for a coffee. We're just going to go down the scores because I think we've had a few goals. Villa 0, Leicester 0, Bournemouth 0, Everton 0, Palace 0, Chelsea 1, Man City 2, West Ham 0, Southampton 0, Brentford 1. Bristol City 1, Derby 0, that stayed there. Hull City still 1-0 up at home to Leeds. It's still Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 1, and Cardiff taking Middlesbrough on the break. Norwich 0, Coventry 1, and I fear for Norwich, they just don't seem to be getting out of this little poor period. They've had quite a long period of being quite average. Preston 0, Oxford 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 0, Watford 1, Sheffield United. Sheffield United 1, and Sheffield United, a bit of a lapse in defence there. We go League 1, Barnsley 1, Crawley 0, Charlton 0. Reading 0, Exeter 0, Bolton 0, Huddersfield 0, Rotherham 0, God knows how. Rotherham are really under the cosh. I think it's more a case of how many will Huddersfield score at the minute. Leyton Orient 0, Shrewsbury 0, Lincoln 0, Stevenage 0, Stockport 1, Mansfield 2, and dare I say it, Mansfield are now starting to get a little bit better. Just as half time came, they do seem to be just stepping it up a bit. They just took the foot off the gas, and I think that penalty just gave them a bit of a kick. Wigan 0, Birmingham 2, and Wigan are all over Birmingham. How the hell they're 2-0 down, I will not know. Wrexham 0, Peterborough 0. And Peterborough doing quite well, but they're encamped in their own third of the pitch. And Wycombe 1 from a penalty, Blackpool 0. And I'm going to go for a coffee. You have one as well, Roy, unless you're at work, of course, which in case you can't have a drink, and you're just going to have to listen and watch nicely. Occasionally worrying. No, you know nothing about being occasionally worried. Rotherham fans know a hell of a lot about being worried and hacked off about their team. We're used to being bottom of the league, and You know, everybody's saying, you do realise we're in a relegation fight, and our manager says, we're not in a relegation fight, and we're all on the internet going, hang on, he's saying we're not in a relegation fight with 3 points off the drop zone. How can Evans not think we're not in a relegation zone? Oh dear. Not at work. Yay! You're not at work for once. Oh dear. I'm going to get a coffee. Oh. And I'll see you in about 6 minutes. Oh boy. That gives me an hour. Probably not bother. Oh, zippity-doo, oh, zippity-yeah. Oh, dear me, I've had a bad cold, and it's this flu virus that's going around is an absolute pain in the neck. It really is awful. So, have Man City managed to turn the corner? Actually, no. It's 6 shots to Manchester City, 7 to West Ham. The only difference is Manchester City have had 4 of those on target, and West Ham have had none on target. So, actually... oh, you poor sods. His quote of I'm leaving Mansfield to a lucrative deal in China. 2 weeks later, he signs for Posh. Really, can you imagine that fat slob being in China? Whoa! They'll start killing him and use him as whale meat. A new taste in whale meat, Evans. Oh, good Evans. No. Oh God, can you imagine that? When he runs up and down, and oh God, that sight at Wembley. Oh, do you remember the sight at Wembley where Rotherham scored and he got up and he ran down the side of Wembley pitch, his trousers around his knees, and thinking, oh please put it away. Oh God, how embarrassing! Like, no, it was sight to behold. Well, look at the Norwich game. The Norwich game's interesting. 65% play to Norwich. 65% play. 5 shots, 3 on target. Coventry 4 shots, 2 on target. Norwich don't seem to be very clinical. They have the play and they sort of have decent football, but not. They don't seem to be really. It'd be interesting if you could find what the passing statistics were, because they tend not to be very good at passing the ball between each other. They seem to lose it too often by trying to play really good football, but they're not really technical enough for that. At the minute, Sheffield United seem to be blowing it, don't they? Sheffield United. I mean, I wonder if Sheffield United, could actually drift out of that top 2 or 3, and you'll see Leeds. You'll see Leeds sort of take away, go off with Burnley and Sunderland in quick, hot on their heels. And I wonder if Sheffield United may be in the top, like sort of 5th or 6th. At the minute, Sheffield Wednesday aren't bloody far off behind them, are they? I mean, let's have a look at where Sheffield Wednesday are. Because if Sheffield United start dropping, Sheffield Wednesday will be catching them up. And that will be something that Sheffield Wednesday, have they missed a penalty? Sheffield Wednesday have missed a penalty. So they're 1-0 up through Jerry Yates, and Sheffield Wednesday have missed a penalty on 42 minutes. I did actually want to have a look at the league table. We're just about starting. Sheffield Wednesday at the minute are 39 points in 8th position. Sheffield United are 3rd with 50 points. 11 points behind. I don't think they'll catch them up. But they'll get very, very close. If Sheffield United continue to just lose points, even though it's like the occasional draw, they're really pushing it if they carry on losing points and Wednesday keep winning them. The Wednesday fans will be hot on their heels. So Wycombe 1, Blackpool 0. That's the other one. Was that penalty in line with the game? To be quite honest, that was against the run of play. It was against the run of play. It's been mainly Blackpool. Wycombe have had almost half the possession, almost half the shots, but most of the possession, most of the shots, most of the gameplay is with Blackpool. That penalty was definitely against the run of play. We're going to which one shall we go to? It all started Lincoln Stevenage. Why not? We're not being here. Lincoln. See who's technically ahead in this one. Stevenage are certainly on the front foot here. They have been for quite a while, with the looks of it as well. Now, Lincoln are playing some pretty awful football. I saw one of the podcasts earlier on, I think it was yesterday, I think it was, and one of their fans was saying how they played brilliant football and they don't know how they lost against a shit side like Rotherham, and how Lincoln City are brilliant and Rotherham were garbage. But the thing is, Lincoln City were absolutely awful. Rotherham were, poor, but Lincoln were dreadful. They seem to have just lost it, and they're not playing nice football. They're not playing pretty football, and technically they seem to be just making silly mistakes. Stevenage at the minute haven't made them pay for it, as Lincoln City. See there, Lincoln City, they're playing ping pong ball. Stop it! Neither team wants to keep the ball, and they're just kicking it on the halfway line, backwards and forwards. Lincoln City eventually managed to stop it and keep the ball. Grandles down the right-hand side, runs straight across the pitch, back to Erhan. Grandles, Erhan, back to Montsuma. O'Connor. Makama. And White intercepts that for Stevenage. Knowing the Stevenage boss, he's gonna be really pushing for those breaks down the wings, and he does try to, but O'Connor grabs that one for Lincoln on Lincoln's right wing. It's a little bit messy. This one is really messy. I mean, we joke about the Mansfield one game a little bit untidy. This is just messy. This is it's almost like Stevenage have been pulled down to the poor level of play that Lincoln City are playing, and Lincoln just don't seem to have a clue of what they're doing at the minute. They pass it back to Cadamartri, and they nearly lose it right on at the back. And when they do lose it, it goes back to their goalkeeper, tries kicking it out, only as far as Smith for Stevenage, and that defence has just made one more cock up, and Smith tries to get that one straight in. 49 minutes, and it's another corner for Stevenage, and Stevenage there it's like taking candy from a baby. Comes across, but it gets kicked out, and Lincoln runs straight into the Stevenage half, and now they have a throw-in by the Stevenage goal area, and they just they're doing. I'll tell you what, Lincoln's break, they're doing well on the break. However, their defence is absolutely shocking today. How Stevenage haven't punished them. That the one there, passing it back to the goalkeeper and giving it to a Stevenage attacker, and the Stevenage attacker misses the goal. You think, well, you should have got that one in. But then the corner comes in, and Lincoln race to the opposite end. So it's an interesting game, that one. Oh, and Will Evans is injured for Mansfield. We have an injury. It's not lasted long, as Noel grabs it, pushes it forward for Stockport, and they have a shot, but it's pushed out by Mansfield, and second grab at the ball, and Mansfield managed to push that one out without Stockport having a second shot in as many seconds, and Boateng loses it to Pye and then taps it out for a Stockport throw-in. Semi-dangerous. It's on Stockport's left, and Stockport now they're putting a little bit of pressure on now as Diamond. Pye tries pushing it down the left, but Maris kicks it out. It gets kicked back in, but only as far as Cargill, who kicks it down the middle. Oh, nice pass to Evans. Evans on the left-hand side to Lewis. He runs to right into the right against the left side. 1-2 with Marison and Lewis. Cargill comes in. It's going backwards. No, going backwards now. Across the right hand side with Kilgore. Bowry, Kilgore. Got a lovely 1-2s and into the corner with Boateng. Crosses it in and it's a shot by Will Evans and it's on target and it's parried out and it's Hinchcliffe trying to kick it as far as he bloody well can, and Mansfield Town should have been 3 up there. How on earth they've missed that one? And Mansfield almost getting... have they changed shape? I tell you what, they should have been 3-1 up there. He actually walks it out, Hinchcliffe, and kicks it down the middle, and it almost goes straight to Pym in the Mansfield goal. Kicks it out, back to Pym, back to Cargill. He gives it up to Cargill, who tries to release Evans, but he loses it. But Evans grabs it back with a second. He gets a second ball. Which he's doing quite well with the second balls, Evans. Kicks it right to Hewitt, back, and it kicked straight up into the air, trying to get Lewis in the Stockport half, but he does. He managed to get it, but he's had to double back with to Cargill and Bowry down to Lewis. They don't seem to be... crosses it, but straight to Pye. They don't seem to be able to do these crosses quite as easy, Mansfield at the minute. And it's crossed in, but again, it's out, and it's a goal kick to Stockport. Yeah, I can see... Stockport seem to have stopped Mansfield from doing all these neat little crosses, especially from the left-hand side. They're not quite able to do that anymore. And the deadlock's been broken at Exeter. And it's Exeter 1, Bolton 0. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, it's Exeter 1. Any extra ones there? Barnsley 2, Crawley Town 0. As Barnsley attacking... They're running O'Keefe into the box, and it's a quick cross to the from the right corner. 52 minutes. Oops, hang on. Where did we go there? 52 minutes. And it's a corner to Barnsley. We'll just wait for the corner to Barnsley. O'Keefe winning a corner there for Barnsley, right in the right by the goalpost as well. So tapped it out quite nicely, making sure that it wasn't going to get into any danger. So 53 minutes, we'll just wait for Barnsley's cross from the corner. It's in, and Barker managed to get that one first, straight out to Quitima. Loses it to O'Keefe, back to Keeler Dunn, and second ball goes to Pine. Back to Anderson. And then good like Barnsley, and they score! Barnsley 3-0 up, and it's... that was just a one of those ping-pong moments where the ball just wouldn't land anywhere for any one person. And it was just... it was anybody's ball, and whoever was going to get to the ball first would get that one and either get it out or in the net. And in this case, it was in the net. It's Barnsley 3, Crawley Town 0. And I said if anybody could punish Crawley for only playing well for 30, 40 minutes in a game, it would be Barnsley. And they are doing. And there's been another goal at Watford, and it's Watford 1, Sheffield United 2. And can they... don't tell me that, Roy. They'd be pressing all the bloody game. Preston 0, Oxford 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 0, Norwich 0, Coventry 1, It's still Middlesbrough 0. Let's have a look at it. Middlesbrough 0. Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 1. Look at the stats. 74% possession to Middlesbrough. But only 5 shots at goal, at target. 3 on target. And Cardiff, taking them on the break, 4 shots in the entire game, 1 on target, 1 in the net. What is that defence doing at Middlesbrough? They just seem to stand still occasionally and just let the opposition just walk down the middle. And again, Cardiff are on the break with Chambers, and 56 minutes, and they get a corner. It's a Cardiff corner, and it comes in, and Chambers misses the net. But yeah, that's another shot for Cardiff there. Quick break down the wing, cross it in, and they get a corner. Cross the corner in, and he misses the net. Surprise one here is probably Bristol City 1, Derby 0. I thought Bristol City would win, but Derby County are actually playing pretty good defensive football, but they need to be attacking more. They really do need to start attacking a bit more. They're not really showing the prowess that we expected. It's mainly Bristol City, but not as Bristol City have another shot from Harness. I think Bristol City are going to win that one. Hull City 1, Leeds 1, and Leeds have equalised. They haven't. I said, didn't I? I couldn't see them holding out for quite that long. There are a lot of teams that can, and Leeds tend to panic after a while. But Leeds have managed to get that equaliser in, and I just got a feeling that Leeds are probably, they're even money now to win this one. And I can see that one being the case. Watford 1, Sheffield United 2. Barnsley 3, Crawley 0. We saw that goal go in just there. Charlton 0, Reading 0. This is about as even a game as you could ever have, isn't it? It's 7 shots each, 2 shots on target each, no goals each. Sort of 55% Charlton, 45 Reading. There's not much in this game. And as a non-support, as a sort of neutral supporter, I'd probably be quite bored. Not a great deal of. You're talking 60 minutes, and they've only had 14 shots during the entire 60 minutes. Exeter 1, Bolton 0. Let's go to my side. God, I don't know if I dares. And Rotherham have got a substitution now, which is quite surprising because they haven't got a full substitute bench. Oh dear God. At least Huddersfield have taken off Lundvik. They've taken off Lundvik and put Turton on. When you can take off players like Lundvik and put players like Turton on in his place, you think this is ridiculous. They got championship players in this side. This isn't fair. Oh dear. Let's go to. There's been a red card at Wickham, and it's Wickham have a red card. Let's see who's got the red card, shall we? Hartridge has got the red card. I think he got a yellow. He got a yellow midweek, didn't he? And he nearly got a red card then. Did he get? No, he couldn't have done. He nearly got a red card. I know they were worried about it at one point because he'd got a yellow and he went in really tough on a tackle. And Sky was saying that's a dangerous thing to be doing when you're on a yellow. And the ref didn't look at him. Rotherham shot on target. Get away with you. Rotherham can't shoot on target. They don't know where the bloody net is. And Birmingham have got 3 goals. Now let's have a look at this. I daren't even look. Yeah, Birmingham, 3 shots, 3 on target, 3-0 up. How the hell does a Wigan 13 shots, no goals. Birmingham 3 shots, 3 goals. That is this game in a nutshell. I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Birmingham shouldn't be winning this one. They should not be winning that one. Absolutely no way on God's earth should they be winning that. Let's look at Peterborough. Let's see, Peterborough are still encamped in the defensive half. And they are. Well, no, they're starting to get to the halfway line now. But, Peterborough are starting to push to the halfway line. They still can't get into the other half. And they've still got more possession. But at least they're encamped in their own half rather than their own defensive third. And they are starting to get down the sides a little bit. And when they have got into the box, it's been their XG is actually higher than Wrexham's. So they are actually better shots and better opportunities. So it is. And Leyton Orient have scored. You know, I love Leyton Orient. The story of Leyton Orient, they played so garbage at first, but they have a good side. But they couldn't interconnect very well, and all of a sudden they seem to be connecting really well and passing really well, and it's a joy to watch. And all of a sudden they're rocketing up the league, now well in the top half. And if anybody's going to start pushing for that 5th, 6th slot, it's Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Okay, it's Shrewsbury Town. You know, let's face it, they're not that good. We played Birmingham, took off May and brought on Stansfield. Yeah. I hate that guy. He's too bloody good for this league, isn't he? Yeah, Leyton Orient, since they've started to pass so bloody well, Leyton Orient have suddenly become, real dark horses of this league. And you can't. There's no team, like you said earlier, there's no team in this league that can't beat another one. Leyton Orient certainly can beat any team. They certainly can. So we've got 0-0 at Wrexham 0, Peterborough 0. We've got 0-0 at Lincoln still, and Stevenage are pushing for this to win this one, but they just don't seem to be able to get in there at the minute. Stevenage now back again in defence. 10 shots to Stevenage, 3 shots to Lincoln City. It really is starting to become a bit of a push by Stevenage. They're tending to try and take them on the break, which is really weird. Because Lincoln don't seem to be really making a great deal of shots. About 3, I think they've had. Stockport Mansfield with Hewitt tries down the right hand side, gives it away to Pye. Wootton, Rydell crosses it in, but Bowry kicks it out, and Stockport are on the attack as Mansfield kick it out, and Stockport kick it back in. Evans grabs it and he kicks it out. It's a throw in to Stockport in their own half on their right hand side. Into Connolly now for Stockport. Counts as a shot, and it's off target, and it's a Mansfield goal kick. And Stockport are piling on the pressure now. Will Mansfield hold on? We go to our Mansfield Town reporter, Roy. Oh, and Evans again. They're, you know, if I'm not mistaken, Stockport are targeting Will Evans, and they're taking him down with pretty regular occurrence. But there's no yellow cards coming out, which, yeah, it seems to be very targeted, and I don't like it when teams target certain players. So we'll leave it with Will Evans once again on the deck. Let's shout with dares I dare. So what have Rotherham? Oh no, go away. Zach Jules got a yellow card. We took off McDonald and we put on Cohen Bramall. Pearson off target for Huddersfield. Oh, something's happened because we don't get that. Not yet, not yet. All to play for. Pearson has a shot for Huddersfield. Is it corner for Huddersfield, I think. All the yellow card, the yellow cards seem to be starting to show themselves now at Huddersfield. Fortunately, all for Huddersfield. Evans now. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Millwall 1. Millwall have got back in on that. So Wednesday miss a penalty, and then Honeyman scores for Millwall. As Rotherham go, and they get it in and they try and cross it, but Evans intercepts that for Huddersfield and kicks that out. And on 67 minutes, we just can't quite get enough pressure on that to get it out for not even get it out for a corner. It's straight into the hands of Huddersfield Town. And Helical pass that sideways. Chapman just trying to slow things down for Huddersfield. You know, I said this, Roy, right? At the beginning of today, I said, look, Crawley play really good football for about 30, 40 minutes. But Barnsley are the sort of side that if you play badly against them for 45, 50 minutes, they'll make you pay during that 45, 50 minutes. And Barnsley are. They're making them pay for it. And at the minute, I can see Barnsley getting at least another one. We're 68 minutes, and at the minute, 15 shots to Barnsley. Not only that, but 8 of them are on target. 3 goals. Yeah, I can see Crawley have had 1 shot on target. They have actually had more possession, Crawley, strangely enough. But like I say, they play well for a short period, up to half the game. And Barnsley at the minute are just they're just constantly pushing it. They're just, it's almost Barzé, the way that they're just lobbing it forward in the hope that one of their front line grabs it, and in the knowledge that their back line is that it can be really poor. Crawley looked like I would be surprised if that's not a 4-0.
Here in the box, shot tight angle saved by Bachmann. Ball bounces out of the air and Kiembe toes it forward to Chakvetadze. All of a sudden the game is opening right up. Chakvetadze still going. He's got 2 through the middle and Whitby the side.
So let's have a look at the other games then, shall we? Bristol City 1, Derby 0 still. Middlesbrough 1, Cardiff 1. Yeah, that's stayed as that. Hull City 1, Leeds 3, and they really did come back, didn't they? I didn't think they were going to be able to hold out that one. Norwich 0, Coventry 1. I think Coventry may be holding out here. Preston 1, Oxford 0, and poor old Oxford's just not quite able to keep that lead. Watford 1, Sheffield United 2, which is what we're listening to. Barnsley 3, Crawley 0, Charlton 0, Reading 0 still, Exeter 1, Bolton 0, and it does look like an Exeter win that game. Huddersfield 0, Rotherham 0. Let's see, Leyton Orient 1, I'm not saying a word. Leyton Orient 1, yeah, number 3. Leyton Orient 1, Shrewsbury 0, Lincoln 0, Stevenage 0, Stockport 1, Mansfield 2, Wigan 0, Birmingham 3, Wrexham 0, Peterborough 0. You know, that's going to stay 0-0. And I'm really surprised. Peterborough are really sticking in there, aren't they? And 10-man Wickham 1, Blackpool 0. And it doesn't look like Blackpool are even. They just don't look likely to even score. Can't see them scoring even against 10 men. Stockport once again on the attack, and it's down to the left-hand side this time with Rydell. And Rydell can push it back to Pye. Rydell and Pye doing a couple of 1-2s in midfield. Try crossing it to the right-hand side, but on Mansfield's left you get Lewis, who intercepts it and gives it back to Cargill. And Cargill passes it 1-2 with Gregory. Gregory, and he runs into the corner, crosses it across. Hewitt, oh, he misses that one, and Pye kicks it straight out to Collar, and Collar short to Noyle, and Noyle tries threading it through the middle, but Hewitt again tries pushing it back, but second ball to Kilgore, and Kilgore tries pushing it through, and Pye decides not to kick it straight back this time and passes it back, but Mansfield just give it away. It's a throw in to Stockport, but it's a poor throw in taken far too quickly, and Mansfield now have a throw in the same position, really next to the corner flag. And back to Kilgore. Nice long throw, but oh no, loses it at the wrong point to Diamond. And Stockport nicked the ball from Mansfield as they that back throw was just badly placed. And Flint kicks it. No, loses it to Stockport. Crosses it in. Cargill kicks it out. Lee Gregory now playing right back in defence. Hales kicks it in. Crosses it for Stockport. Mansfield, Cargill kicks it back out again. As far as Blake Tracy passes it to Gregory. Gregory now. What's Lee Gregory going to do? He's run backwards to Cargill. Does a 1-2. Cargill, Lee Gregory, Cargill, Lee Gregory, Reed now tries running down the left-hand side. He manages to do it, but Southern Hales manages to sort of intercept that one before it gets crossed. Pye now to Camps down the left hand side for Stockport, and I tell you, this is end-to-end stuff. I tell you what, the Stockport Mansfield game is, if it can heat up, it's heating up. We're on 73 minutes just arriving, and Stockport have the ball as we go out, but I tell you what, I don't think that's going to stay at that scoreline. I really don't see that being Stockport 1, Mansfield 2 for very long. It's really end-to-end stuff. It's a great one for a neutral. It's not a very good one if you're a supporter of Mansfield or Stockport, because no. Biting the nails and down to the quick, aren't you? both teams well played. Yeah, really entertaining. Yeah, it is, and you can see it from here. It's like it's end-to-end stuff. It's great for a neutral, absolutely brilliant. But if you're a home fan or an away fan, you're like, oh shit, can't we just take the game over a bit for a little bit? But it's great. It's end-to-end stuff.
Be a mirror of the first half, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean.
So Huddersfield have a shot, and Dylan Phillips manages to kick that one out. It's a Huddersfield throw-in on the halfway line. That was a really long clearance by Dylan.
4 minutes ticking over. It's taken 20 for Watford to have a shot.
I suppose it's not as bad, Roy, unless you're in the bottom third. It's less enjoyable if you're in the bottom third, because at least then if you lose, you enjoyed the game. But if you're in the bottom third, it's like, yeah, I enjoyed the game, but we're in the bottom third. So it's different for us. If we play brilliantly, which we never do. Dear. Oh, Huddersfield crossing in, but Rotherham managed to kick that one short to Humphreys Grant. And Grant's trying his best to just keep the ball. Rafferty comes in to help him, and Rafferty kicks it down the right-hand side, but straight into the feet of Huddersfield player, who will pass it straight to the opposite side. Ben Wiles, Turton on the right-hand side. And at the minute, it's not looking very good for Rotherham. If we can get away with a draw on 76 minutes, we're sort of like pushing for. I know it's daft to push for a draw, but this is about the best we can get, really. And once again, Huddersfield are right up against the line. They're trying to get in the box. Ben Wiles, they've laid him in the box. Ben Wiles shoots. Oh, Turton manages to get that one, and he belts it against Zach Jules, who kicks it back out again. And Huddersfield have another shot, and it comes back out again. And Powell now for Rotherham tries to kick this ball anywhere but where he is, and he manages somehow, for God knows how, to get Bramall in the Huddersfield half. And he's sort of like shell-shocked that he manages to get the ball and loses it straight to Ben Wiles. How dare you give me the ball in the penalty area. And substitution now for Rotherham. We are just getting trounced. We are getting trounced.
There will now be a substitution for Sheffield United.
It's still Wycombe 1, Blackpool 0. Wrexham 0, Peterborough 0. Let's have a look at this, because this is one of those games where you're looking at it and thinking Wrexham should be using they're using more of the pitch. They should be in the lead, really. 14 shots, but only 2 on target. Peterborough 4 shots, but 1 on target. And Wrexham should be in the lead here by at least 2 or 3 goals, but they're not. I just wonder, have they actually made any changes to the lineups? So Wrexham have made 3 changes. Mendy, Palmer, Mullin off. McLean, Fowle and Fletcher on. Not too much of a change. They need to change how they're playing. As they go down the right-hand side. Revan, we know what Revan can do. He's coming right into the right-hand corner for Wrexham. Pulls it back. He's sticking with the ball. He's trying to show his prowess off, and he's keeping the ball. Passes it into the middle, 80 minutes, and they get a right.
Alongside Davies.
It goes all the way to the other side of the bloody corner. Believe it or not, it's gone all the way to there. It's now Peterborough corner.
So I think, like you say, Rob, that's probably to try and shore up any attacks coming from Barr and Andrews on that right-hand side.
And I tell you what, Peterborough are not laying down. They're not giving in.
With the ball playing along
it's more likely that Wrexham will nick this one in the last minute. 90 plus 3 minutes. Go on, I'll have a guess.
Already down to the right side, and it's Burrows versus Barr again. Barr trying to take him one place.
Yeah, you know,
inside to lose.
I've seen
a strong tackle that's come in from Peck. Did he win the ball? The referee says yes, and I think
I've seen that a few times of Wrexham. When they get annoyed, they're a bit like Leeds. They panic if they're not winning, and they start belting out the yellow cards. And I've noticed it a few times. And it's but some of those players know better than that. They're championship players. They should. What's happened at Stockport?
Then he's taken out Andrews.
The odds have disappeared at Stockport. And because I haven't got I've only got the Bet365 app. I don't know what's happening. Mansfield have a substitution.
That's absolutely right. He's won the ball. He's taken out the man. To me, that's a good challenge. And he's also got the goal because it came off Andrews' back.
Cheap shots.
This time,
Come on, what's happened at Mansfield, Roy?
And I think it's just good all round.
79 minutes. All the odds have disappeared. And Mansfield are having a substitution.
Of course, Peck's got a challenge in, followed by
Stockport 1, Mansfield 2. Well, the odds have come back. Something happened there, and I'm not sure what it was. Pye intercepts that one for Stockport.
There's an opportunity for Watford as the ball's lumped into the box.
Crosses it in, but Flint manages to kick that one out as hard as he can. Straight to Pye in the Stockport half, who kicks it straight back by return mail. Straight into the Mansfield half. Kilgore grabs it for Mansfield, and a couple of taps later we're on 80 minutes, and
Davies seems to have been dragged down there by
just trying to see 75. It's not telling me who came on for Mansfield.
Relucci, is holding on to Davies and drags him down fairly cynically, an easy free kick.
Mansfield at the minute just trying to keep the ball.
Peck's come across, won the ball. His momentum has taken him through the back of Andrews, but for me it's not enough for a penalty.
Look for anything else.
And VAR probably would look at it. But
crosses it into the left, gets tapped back straight into the Mansfield half, back into the left. Try crossing it, but O'Connor kicks it out for Stockport. Back in by Mansfield, back out by Stockport, back in by Kilgore. Back out by Stockport, back in by Kilgore. My God, they're just peppering the Stockport area. They're like welling it in, and nothing drastic. I wondered what had happened. It just like disappeared. Something had obviously happened. Hit the crossbar. Right.
No, I think it was going to Davies, who's probably a little more defensively strong.
Something I knew I'd missed something. It's like, what have I missed? What have I missed? And Mansfield are just they're causing a lot of hassle now in the defensive line of Stockport, and the Stockport trying to slow it down at the minute. Toure, they got Toure on now. Collar, he's still on. He's a pain in the arse for Mansfield. This Collar, and if we're 1-2 with Wootton, Collar. Righto to Collar. Collar down the left-hand side. They're not tackling him. He's managing to get straight through the Mansfield half. And Mansfield now. Oh, and he crosses it. Righto has a shot. Collar has a shot. Oh, saved both times. And Mansfield are on the ropes. Has that gone out for a corner? 82 minutes. Don't think so. Show me where the fucking ball is. It's with Pym. Kicks it out. Reed in the middle. Loses it to Diamond. And Stockport are back in the driving seat again. And what is happening here? Because there's a lot of... Mansfield get a nice... now, this is an interesting throw in on the right-hand side. It's near the... what a save he did. It was a double save, wasn't it?
It's going to be won by Gilchrist, though, but only to go out for
Mansfield throw in. Oh, short into the box, but Toure managed to get that one. Kicks it out. Forrest Flint. Flint passes it back in. Gets it back again. Then Flint gets it back, but kicks it out, and it's a Stockport throw-in. Short to Collar. We need to get rid of that collar. It's far too good. Up through the middle, Rydell. I'd say the man of the match for me at the minute is Stockport's Collar. He just seems to be everywhere and anywhere. And at the minute, yeah, you're saying it's all Wrexham down there. At the minute, it's all Stockport up here. And oh, Mansfield into the box, crosses it. Oh, and Hinchcliffe saves that one. And I tell you what, that was a really good, neat pass to the right-hand post. And yeah, bar for not having the right person in the right place at the right time. Mansfield could have been 3-1 up there, but it's Connolly now for Stockport, and I can't keep the eyes off this game. This game is absolutely. It's brilliant to watch. It's a brilliant game to follow, isn't it? It really is. Rydell and Collar are absolutely amazing for Stockport. They really are. Connolly, Camps.
They look a different side when they attack to Sheffield.
Pye crosses it in. Flint kicks that one out as far as he can.
Pressure in the box, like most sides under pressure, they look a bit nervous.
It only goes as far as eventually Connolly kicks it back in, and Kilgour this time kicks it back out. Rydell kicks it back in. Hewitt runs it into the right-hand corner for Mansfield. He's going to have to be able to get that one out. It's going to be a substitution at the minute on 85 minutes. It's going to be a Stockport corner.
Well in this game, I think Peck probably good one of Sheffield United's.
You would say Will Evans, wouldn't you? You would say. I think. Yeah, I still think that Stockport pairing is pretty. Lewis. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, pretty good. It's enjoyable to watch, even though they don't seem to be able to finish the job. But they are doing a good job. It comes in, and Mansfield kick it straight back out, and it's going to be a throw in to Stockport on the Stockport right. Short to Diamond, runs it into the corner. Don't want to let him cross this one. No, he can't. He kicks it back. 1-2. Diamond crosses it in. Camps on the far side, tackled by Bowery. Bowery tries to get rid of it, but only gets rid of it short to Wootton, who tries backing it to a Stockport player, and Mansfield kick it out for a throw-in. And they remember Stockport short to Pye, crosses it in. Diamond, oh, Pims there to save the day for Mansfield, and it's 86 minutes 49 seconds now, and Mansfield are, I think. Oh no, Wrexham has scored. Let's go out of this one.
Almost too deep for the three Watford players.
Yeah, Wrexham 1, Peterborough 0. They just couldn't hang on in there, and we really thought that Wrexham would be held off by Peterborough, but they haven't done it. It's still with 10-man Wycombe 1, Blackpool 0. But it's now Wrexham 1, Peterborough 0, Wigan 0, Birmingham 3. God knows how. That is just a ridiculous game. Stockport 1, Mansfield 2. 87 minutes and a half. Bowery, Mansfield. Oh, misses that one. That must have hit the bar. Must have hit the bar, that one. And it's come out, and it's a Mansfield throw in. Mansfield nearly scored then. Bolton just scored. Oh, everybody's scoring.
That was really good from him, though.
Mansfield nearly scored as well, so that would have been 3 in a row then. I'm just going to wait for the Mansfield throw in. Oh, it goes short. Long, cross it over to the other side. But Stockport get it. Kick it into the Mansfield half. Mansfield then try and calm it down in midfield. Reed tries pushing it through, but Camps
actually not been down on the ground for too long.
Sheesh. And Huddersfield have a red card. Huddersfield have a red card.
Into the final
Let's see who the red card is. No, not that one.
Into the box for his team, but I don't think 2 minutes from
Timeline.
be the option when you're winning.
First red card. Ruskin for Huddersfield has a red card. Rotherham usually lose when they play 10 men. Exeter 1, Bolton 2 is what you were saying there. James for Rotherham. Oh, injury time. 4 minutes injury time as Bramall crosses it and Rotherham. Oh, miss an open net and Rotherham nearly take the lead. But unfortunately, Huddersfield managed to tip that one back out, but only as far as Powell. And Powell's playing really high up the pitch now. Rafferty is in the box, for God's sake. Nombe. James crosses it. Clark Harris, and it's off target. And Chapman manages to clear that one. And Rotherham are pushing. They're actually playing football. I can't believe it. 91 minutes now. 3 minutes extra time. 3 minutes more extra time. Nombe gets a yellow card there.
By Ryan Brewster all the way back there.
So Barnsley 3, Crawley 0. Let's go into the Championship. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Millwall 2. Still Watford 1, Sheffield United 2. Preston 1, Oxford 1. They've been pinned back. Norwich City 1, Coventry 1. And get this, Hull City 3, Leeds United 3. Ouch! I would never have thought that. Oh, look at the game. Let's have a look at the figures on it.
Plenty of time for Watford to keep knocking, but they
if it lets me in.
really had anything clear cut.
Yeah, it's taking longer. Come on. I can't get into the game. He won't let me in the game. No, go away.
Check for Tansy really straight at the goalkeeper.
I can't get into the Leeds game. It's Hull City 3, Leeds 3. Bristol City still 1-0 up at home to Derby. It's Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 1. Bournemouth 1, Everton 0, and Everton are not looking good, are they? Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1. A lot looking good for Leicester City. Man City 4, West Ham 1, and Brentford have just made it 4-0. Southampton 0, Brentford 4. A lot of draws in the Championship. Quick look at all these games here. Let's just see how many minutes we've. 7 minutes extra time at Stockport. Ouch! We're going to 6 minutes to play. As Mansfield, they get a throw in, push it in, get another throw in further up, push it in. Stockport get a throw in, just a little bit further down. And it's staying around the halfway line. Throw in, throw in.
Yeah, you'd argue
oh God, Blake Tracy kicks it up and out. Another throw in to Stockport, further up in their own half. Back out. Mansfield back out again. Stockport, another throw in their own half. And a number of throw-ins here is just ridiculous. Where's the 7 minutes go from? Stockport, cross it, right side, to the left side, Pye, Toure, couple of 1-2s. They're trying to get through the really rock-solid Mansfield midfield. They're pushed to the right-hand side. Hales, no, can't get through. Connolly.
Oh, it's a strong header in the end from.
And Stockport are trying down the left side. Pye down the middle. Fiorini down the right hand side again. Connolly. They can't get through the Mansfield defence. It's high, it's solid, and it's flat. And they just don't seem to be able to get past it. And Stockport are really cross it in. Oh, it's out, and it's a Mansfield goal kick. That was an amazing bit of defensive work by Mansfield, just holding off hold off. And Stockport are going this way and the other, trying to get, try the right side, try the left side, try the right side. And it just wasn't going to work. And then eventually it...
into Robinson.
Honours even, Rotherham United have actually drawn that one. It's Huddersfield Town 0, Rotherham 0, and it finishes Honours even at Huddersfield, and Rotherham nearly won that one in the dying depths. Stockport now intercept that in their own half, in their own box even. Mansfield trying to just pressurise them into losing it, but Collar again grabs it, does a couple of 1-2s with Fiorini. Pye.
Comes into the box.
They're in the middle, down the right hand side now, back to the middle. They keep moving left to right, but they don't seem to. Can Mansfield keep this high back line? Connolly, Toure for Stockport. Connolly, they're trying their best to get through this line, and they just can't do it. They cannot do it. Pye, Fiorini. Oh, it's a way. They made them shoot from far out, and there was no way they was going to get in from there.
It would be a clear and obvious error, put it that way, from the referee.
Cluffy, I mean, that's not like Cluffy, is it? Not half.
His arm his arm is there, he's running along and it's hit it.
2 minutes left. I mean, how the hell you got 7 minutes? I know that there's been a couple. They kept putting your Evans on the deck, but they never got a yellow card for it either. They kept hacking him down, and he's
through to Peck. Oh, Peck just couldn't get the shot off. The ball played through excellently. It was strong defending, you have to say, from Louser to prevent Peck from running across and into the ball. And in the end, I think Bankman got a touch on it as well.
I can't see 7. I can't see 7.
Last chance to put
Mansfield, push through, it's offside, and Stockport kick this to take this really quick. Connolly
finds the hands of that was a great chance for Sheffield United. Nice little
Pye is on the left hand side now. 1 minute to go, and it cross sides from left to right, down into the middle. Connolly and Stockport. It's all Stockport. I mean, cross it in, but Hewitt is straight to that one. Don't you dare go off. And McLaughlin gets it for Mansfield, and trying a few 1-2s now just to keep it. But, he kicks it down the left, trying to release a Mansfield player down the left wing, but it doesn't, and it gets straight to Pye. 30 seconds, and Fiorini, Connolly, Pye. All of a sudden, Pye and Connolly seem to be linking up well. Collar again, that bloody bloke. Gives it to Wootton. Wootton runs into the box. He's got past the defence. He has a shot. Oh, Blake Tracy stops that one. Just near the line. Blake Tracy kicks it out as hard as he can, but they kick it back in, and Hewitt this time for Mansfield grabs it on the line, kicks it out, only as far as Fiorini. We've got the 97 minutes are up. Pye kicks it in. Wootton runs it into the box. He's going to have a shot. It's a last minute shot. Oh, it's blown for full time just as Wootton is about to pop it in the net. And
Sheffield United are going to throw it high up the pitch. We're into the 7th minute. I'm not
it's Stockport 1, Mansfield 2.
He's going to blow up pretty much as soon as this injury.
That was about to go in the bloody net. He played that one blindly into the middle, and I swear Wootton was about to pop that one in the net.
Do you think he's just done something?
Oh my God! What a game!
Maybe he turned it because when the defender came across thinking it was
I need to stop
ankle,
this.
he was in.
Stop that one. So it's been a game and a half. It's been a game and a half, hasn't it? I tell you what. That game, yeah, that was an amazing game. Let's just go through. We're going to go through the Premier League down to League One. scores. And then we'll say goodbye and go and have a nice relax after that. It was a game and 3 quarters, wasn't it? That game was entertaining. It was end to end. And like I said, I chose Collar. Collar did a really good game for me. But there's so many players that played excellently in that game. I think there's it's 22 excellent players. What can we say? It's a brilliant game. Good, entertaining. Spurs 1, Newcastle 2, it finished. Villa 2, Leicester 1, and Leicester's woes continue. Bournemouth 1, Everton 0, and Everton now starting to, I think, panic as they, especially if some of the bottom sides start picking up points, which they don't appear to be doing at the minute. Palace 1, Chelsea 1, Man City 4, West Ham 1. And West Ham weren't out of it. That's a bit of a harsh scoreline there. Southampton 0, Brentford 5, and I think Southampton are doomed. You're doomed, man. Doomed, I tell you. Going to Championship, Blackburn 0, Burnley 1, Stoke 0, Plymouth 0, Swansea 1, West Brom 1, and Swansea came back to equalise there and hold on. Bristol City 1, Derby 0, Hull City 3, Leeds United 3, and Leeds are losing the odd 2 points here and there. And I've just seen what you've just typed in. We'll go down to that one in a minute. Borough 1, Cardiff 1. Amazing how Cardiff managed to hold on that one. Norwich 2, Coventry 1. Norwich nick it. When did they get that? Norwich 90 plus 5 minutes. Their usual smash and grab by Norwich. And Coventry will be reeling from that one. Preston 1, Oxford 1. And Oxford didn't get away with that early goal, did they? Sheffield Wednesday 2, Millwall 2. That was a ding-dong of a match as well. It finished Watford 1, Sheffield United 2. A few defensive errors in that one. Burton 0, Northampton 1, Cambridge 0, Bristol Rovers 1, Barnsley 3, Crawley 0. I thought that was going to be more than that. Charlton 0, Reading 0, Exeter 0, Exeter 1, Bolton 2, late goal there. Huddersfield 0, Rotherham 0, and Rotherham nearly won it in the last minutes there. Orient 1, Shrewsbury 0, Lincoln 0, Stevenage 0, Stockport 1, Mansfield 2, I think. Wigan 0, Birmingham 3, Wrexham 1, Peterborough 0, last minute goal there. And 10-man Wickham 1, Blackpool, as our friend Roy said, Blackpool 1, and Blackpool managed to make them pay for that with a Kyle Joseph goal, 90 plus 3. Quickly, Birmingham are first with 53 points, Wickham second, 51, Wrexham third, 51, Huddersfield fourth, 44, a long way behind now, after losing 2 points at home to Rotherham. Fifth, Barnsley 43, sixth, Reading 41, seventh, Stockport 38, eighth, Orient 37, watch for them, and Mansfield 9th 37, and Bolton 10th 37. I think after that we're really pushing anybody else to be in the picture for that one. For relegation, you're probably talking anyone from 16th downwards. So Rotherham in 16th on 28 points. Wigan 17th, 27. 18th is Northampton, 26. They're actually higher than what people expect them to be. Peterborough 19th with 25. Bristol Rovers 20th with 25. Then there's a bit of a gap starting to open up. Crawley 21st with 20 points. Shrewsbury are now 22nd with 17. Cambridge 23rd with 17, and their resurgence just didn't quite come to fruition, did it, earlier in the season? And Burton are rock bottom with 14. Big gap between Crawley and Bristol. Yeah, there is. And 5 points, and we're just halfway in the season. We could see the bottom four relegated well before the end of the season at this rate. Crawley they've improved, but only in a little bit, and I'm worried that they need to improve over the whole 90 minutes, not just 30 or 40 minutes. Shrewsbury Town not really showing much signs of big improvement. They can play the odd massive game and beat teams like Birmingham and then do nothing. Cambridge, they're playing better football, but they just don't seem to get any results from it. And Burton have been Burton. They keep doing good, playing a good game, and then they'll play several games really poorly and not turn up. So it's John Esses Sports Channel, over and out, and enjoy your weekend, Roy. And we'll probably have another one or two of these. I don't know how long I'm going to keep them up. But yeah, it's I keep saying this about Crawley. They're so sporadic. They can play well for 45 minutes, but the other 45 they're garbage. And it's teams like Barnsley today. That 45 minutes where they play rubbish, they've made them pay. And yeah, absolutely. You have a good one as well. Have a drink for me, and it's over and out for another, well, to listen along. And we might see you or hear from you next week. Thank you very much. See you again.